Okay, I think we are live.
Oh, yes. Excitement, excitement.
Let's get this party started. So, we're just waiting for some folks to come on. As soon as you come on, just say hello so we can know that you are on.
Okay, awesome.
Let me just
awesome.
check this next device. Make sure. Once you come on, just say hello so we can know that you are on.
Oh, I want to see some hearts. I definitely want to see some hearts. I don't know how you can see it, but I want to see some hearts. So, yes, we're excited and getting ready to start. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so hello, Brittany. How are you? All right, I see we have
we should have a prize.
some folks coming in.
Oh, yes, yes. We are excited to be here. Oh, yeah. See, Annie is here. Awesome, awesome. Listen, it's not too late. Go tell your friends, let them know so that they can be here as well. Yes. Yes, so that they could be here. Awesome. Let me see. I need to go invite some people too. Tag them so they can come right on in. Tag them, do some watch parties. They don't want to miss this live.
Okay, I see the numbers are going up. So, good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing this evening? We just want to welcome you to another Unique Couples Sunday night Facebook Live with Vito and Linda Patrick. And this evening, we're going to be talking about fair versus dirty fighting, which happens in your marriage. So like we said, you want to go ahead and you want to click that share button. That share button is somewhere to the left. Go ahead, click that share button. You want to invite persons who are married, persons who are thinking about getting married, persons who are happy to be married, even persons who probably aren't happy to be married, because we want to fix that solution, want to fix that problem. So go ahead and invite, share. You want to tag a person, put their name in the comment, tag them, share it, so we can get some folks on. So let's go ahead and get this party started.
Yes, yes. Okay. So if this is your first time being with us on Unique Couples Sunday Night Facebook Live, just type in first time. If this is your first time. If you've caught all of the sessions, you can write all. Just let us know which session you are in. And this is our sixth episode. Yeah, sixth episode. Yeah, so we've been having a great time here on Unique Couples Sunday Night Facebook Live.
So like Linda said, this is our sixth episode. We've already had 5 of these. And if you missed it, what you want to do, you want to go to the Unique Couples Facebook page and you want to go watch those videos. We had awesome presentations from the presenters. Our first week, we had Franco and Carol Charles. They were from Houston, Texas, and they talk about building a future success. They were great. The second week, we had Herb and Melissa Ford. They were from Lima, Ohio, and they talk about 10 ways to improving your marriage. They also did a phenomenal job. In the third week, we had Ronald and Carol Ned. They were from Dallas, Texas, and they talked about the value of 10 minutes. Now, hey, you want to check that out, the value of 10 minutes, because a lot of things can happen in 10 minutes. But I'm not going to talk about what they discussed. You have to go and check out the video.
Go and check it out, yes.
In the fourth week, we had Guy and Esther Marino. They were from Huntsville, Alabama, and they talked about in it to win it.
Yes.
In marriages, we are in it to win it. So you want to check out Guy and Esther. And then last week, we had a fired up couple from Flint, Michigan, Anton and Daria Brown, and they talk about keys to a power couple. And hey,
keys to becoming a power couple.
They did an excellent job, and folks are asking for these presenters to come back. So we're gonna probably get them to come back in the future. But like I said earlier, go to the Unique Couples Facebook page, If you're not following us, you can go ahead and follow us, like the page, so you can go and see the videos and you can see what has happened over these last 5 weeks. So you want to go ahead and check it out. So like I said earlier, this evening we'll be talking about fair versus dirty fighting. What happens in your marriage? So you want to get a pen, you want to get a notepad, so you're going to take some notes, and then you'll also be typing in the chat. So we want you to get familiar with typing in the chat. We'll be asking you to type in the chat.
I think we need to tell them they still need to invite some people. These numbers need to go up. You need to still tag someone, let them know we are on. Yes, yes. I see Tasha just shared her post. Yes, and we could actually see. Yes, yes. So we want those numbers to go up. Yes. So we're discussing today
fair versus dirty fighting. What happens in your marriage?
Yes.
So Linda and I, we decided to have this Unique Couples platform because there was just one too many. And what am I talking about, Linda, when I'm talking about one too many? Yeah. Well, one too many divorce. Everywhere you go, everywhere you turn, you keep on hearing folks recently got divorced, folks recently got divorced. And we were like, what's going on here? Mind you, when we had our counseling just before we got married, we were told that statistics said that 1 out of every 2 marriages would end up in a divorce. And we was like, wow, that's pretty high. And this was back in 2003. And that figure is still the same today. And maybe it's probably increasing. And as we all know, with this pandemic that is going on all around the world, we know folks are having issues staying home with their spouses all day. So that's why we have this page. So you can find tips and ideas from our page so you can deal with whatever it is while you're home with your spouse. So you want to go ahead and follow and like the Unique Couples page.
Okay,
so
I see some people there. Yeah, we need to say shout out too. I see Corenda is here. Willisy is on time today.
All right.
Anatole Ferguson, Genevieve is here. Brittany, we saw earlier. Annie, great to see you guys out. Remember, it's not too late. We want to get started, but we don't want you to miss anything. So let your friends know to come on in now. So we're going to talk about, I guess, our why too.
Yes. So I told you why we started the Unique Couples platform. Just a quick background. So my background, I'm in power generation. Like mentioned, this is my lovely wife, Linda. We have 3 kids, a 13-year-old girl, a 12-year-old boy, and our 3-year-old daughter. Going on 33. But hey, she is the joy of our life and she keeps us going. She keeps us energetic. And so yes. she is fun to be with. So that's just a little bit of us. So we're going to right now dive into this and get started.
Okay. You didn't say which session. Some of you who are just coming in, tell us which number this is for you. This is our 6th one. Did you catch all? Is this your first time? Which is it for you? Okay, so for me, my background, my background is in counseling and education. And for me, when I think about even with this topic, fair versus dirty fighting, and what I experienced in terms of the environment I was in, it was really violent. Okay, so even trying to say, talk about conflict or even a topic such as this was like, I don't know, because it just brought back so many concerns, some areas, fair, and just seeing those, and when somebody is having a conflict and you're there to actually see physical blows and just to see people in pain and people hurt, and you're hearing and seeing all of this, and then to grow up in that environment and then to go and get married. So and then when I think about my work with children, when I do children's ministry, it was all about trying to get the kids, our children, to be a better generation. And then we realized that, hey, guess what? We can't just work with the kids. We have to work with their parents too, because these children are experiencing all sorts of things even now in their homes. So we just had to we don't want to see the one more divorce. And then definitely we wanted to make sure there was a connection between what is happening with children in their homes and what is happening with parents, to make sure all of that lines up. So that was basically my background, you know. So I'm someone coming from a sort of like, ooh, I'm afraid of conflict. I'm afraid of all of these things happening. And then here, okay, we're doing it. And how did we get to the point where we're kind of okay, or we're okay, or we could come and talk now? Okay, so, but before we get into that, I want you guys to tell me what is, type it in chat, type it in chat. Oh, Shakira said it's her first time. Good, hello, hello. Type in chat the number one thing couples fight about. Okay, what do you think is the number one thing couples fight about? Type it in there for us, please. Thanks, Felicia. Thanks, Felicia. Okay, what is the number one thing? We want to get these responses. Put them in, put them in. What is the number one thing couples fight about? Okay, so write that in chat, and then we'll be able to tell you all of the, we'll be able to tell you who's correct or not. Okay, so, now when we think about fighting, dirty fighting. Okay, dirty fighting.
Dirty fighting. So, dirty fighting, first thing, name calling. For some reason, there is always name calling. So, name calling.
Okay, so when we think about name calling, this is what happens when people are doing dirty fighting. They would call the other spouse names, or just be throwing names at each other, things that they definitely know will hurt each other. So name calling.
So what you want to do, type in the chat, no name calling.
Yeah, let's
so
go. Let's
there
go.
should be no name calling. So type in the chat, no name calling.
I see we're getting some answers about the number one thing. And based on this, it looks like a lot of people are saying money, 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 finance. Okay. Okay. So those of you who just come in, and you can still put in with what is the number one thing. And we're going to move on from that. And we will tell you. And if we forget, we'll tell you the answer later. Okay. So the first thing with dirty fighting, we have 7 + 1. So the first one was no name calling.
No name calling.
So you should write that down. Number one, no name calling.
So
okay.
Secondly, going to bed with unresolved issues.
Now, we're not saying that you are going to solve everything before you go to bed, but we are saying that you need to come to some sort of decision to say, even if you can't get through actually solving that problem, you should at least table it, right? Yeah. You should table it and be able to go to bed. Okay, so our second one is for dirty fighting.
Don't go to bed with unresolved issues. So you want to type that in. Don't go to bed with unresolved issues. Okay. Our third one, bringing up.
I see they're writing it. I see no name calling. Yes, you'll have to write it. You'll have to write it. Have to write it because it's going to be a lot, and we want you to get the information, put it in so we can know that you're not going to do these things, or when it's time for you to do stuff, you will actually be doing it. Okay, so we're on that.
First one, no name calling. The second one, don't go to bed with unresolved issues. And the third one, we're going to talk about now, bringing up past events or mistakes.
Okay, okay.
Bringing up past events or mistakes.
So something happened in the past. Maybe it was solved. Maybe it was something that you didn't deal with, and then you're bringing it up in a new situation. So that happened 2 years ago or 10 years ago, and then you're bringing up the issue in a current problem you're facing. So that is a no-no. Okay, so
number 3, don't bring up the past. Mm-hmm. You don't want to bring up the past.
Okay.
Then the next one, holding grudges.
Holding grudges. Ooh. Yeah. This one is deep. This one is deep. Too personal. Too personal. Ooh. So your spouse did you something. Oh yeah, he forgot my birthday. He didn't remember our anniversary. I can get back at him. Mm-hmm. So you do know those kind of things. I mean, ladies, let's be honest. We do it sometimes, but it's not just ladies, right? So no holding grudges. So that was what number 4 is what?
So don't bring up, number 3 is don't bring up the past, and number 4, stop holding grudges.
Yes.
So you want to stop holding grudges.
Okay.
Number 5, the next one, silent treatment.
Oh, you're trying to do like women back to back, like only women do this, like, but yeah, this one I had an issue with. You know, I would do this one as like, I don't want to say anything, but I can give you the silent treatment, like I'm not going to talk. You did me something wrong. And so, yeah, so we want to stay away from that. And ladies, we kind of have perfected that craft, but we need to get away from that. Because if you keep on with the silent treatment, your needs are not going to be met. You have to be able to talk and express yourself. So
number 5, no silent treatment. Number 5, no silent treatment. Next one, saying unforgivable things.
Okay.
Saying unforgivable things.
So things like, boy, I shouldn't have married you, or threatening the D word.
word.
Yes, the
That-
big
that
D
D
word.
word.
Yes, divorce. Okay, so those kind of things and things that you definitely know is going to hurt. Not that these things are unforgivable that you can't forgive, but your spouse will kind of tend to remember these things, and these will be some of the things that they bring up later, or it will be in the back of their mind. So you want to try to avoid doing that. Bringing up those T words and saying unforgivable things.
So number 6, don't say things you will regret later. Don't say things you will regret later. And then
Yes.
our next one, hitting below the belt. And we want to, folks tend to give you that jab, they hit you below the belt.
Yeah, so with this one, okay, it's not a literal hit below the belt, but it's like criticizing your spouse for things that they can't control. My goodness, you knew when you married him, he had a big head. What you thought? You thought that it gonna shrink because you got married? No, I mean, so you don't want to criticize your spouse about things that they cannot control, okay? That's hitting below the belt. You know something is going to be painful. It could be something with their family members, and you're just going, bam, you're going straight for the just very low, right? Let's say people, yeah. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to touch those sensitive spots that you know will hurt your spouse. Okay, so that's number
7, no hitting below the belt.
Okay, write it in, write it in. I see some person said write it in. Shakara, yes. Thank you so much, Leonardo, and all of you guys. So yes, no hitting
below the belt.
And then we have the plus one.
So the plus
So
one.
we had 7. Dirty fighting,
Right.
things that happens with dirty fighting. Those
Yeah.
things are things that you definitely do not want to do. And then we have this plus one.
And this is not acceptable. Physically harming your spouse. That is not acceptable, period. Physically harming your spouse. Not acceptable.
Yeah. So now, if you're into, the little spanking and on the butt and stuff like that, or using that during foreplay or sex and stuff like that, hey, that's between y'all too. Okay? But in terms of physically harming your spouse to get them to conform is a total no.
You won't go around hitting yourself. You don't want to go around hitting your spouse. That's not acceptable. You want to go punching them or giving them a black eye.
They wouldn't do it to themselves.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't do that to yourself. You wouldn't punch
go around
yourself,
punching yourself,
giving yourself a black eye, all of that
throwing
stuff.
an object at yourself, kicking
So
yourself
you don't want to do that.
in the stomach and all that stuff. I mean, it might.
It sounds ridiculous and all of that, but hey, it sounds abusing. It's abusing your spouse, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to abuse your spouse.
And that applies to men and women. Okay, so it's not just men doing that physical abuse. We have women doing that as well. So number 7, definitely, not number 7, our plus one is a definite no. So when we're talking about all of these that happen, we know that these things are not going to be a part of what you do in your marriage. Okay, so I remember something really, really good. Just before our last outing we were at Alukaya. And that was before the lock-in, right? And so...
Well, actually, that was the day before. So that was back in March 15th. That was when the Prime Minister came on that Sunday night and said that schools will be closed the next day. That was going into the lock-in. So that particular Saturday night, us and the kids, we went out. We took them out that night. And then that Sunday night, Linda and I,
it was just us.
It was just us. So we were out, and that was our last outing, and we really enjoyed it.
Okay, so I'm talking about the outing now, and so we're there, and it was a buffet. This was at, what's the restaurant called?
Portobello.
Yeah, at Portobello.
Grand Lucaya.
Yes. So at the buffet, of course, we could go and, select what you want. Y'all know how the buffet is. All the things that you don't normally eat, or maybe might be too expensive at home, you would go and like, I'm trying this and I'm eating that, but, for me or for us that night, it was more of, okay, we want to hurry up, get home, just eat quickly and get home, because it was like just us two in the room. That's how it felt. That's how we made it. Like it was just us two. And we just wanted to sneak away from that before we had to pick up the kids, from the babysitters, right? So anyway, so we're at this buffet And they have all sorts of things, okay? Like we had chicken, all kind of chicken,
Fish, they had meat, peas and rice, macaroni, vegetables, salad. They had everything, dessert, all that
Okay,
stuff.
and then of course, and there's displayed, they'll have it looking nice and everything. Okay, so I had, peas and rice, salad,
Salad, vegetable,
vegetable,
fish.
Okay, so, and then you had, but basically the same
basically
thing.
the same.
So we end up, because we were thinking about, okay, we're gonna eat our food and go. So we end up doing our main course first, and then and after that I was like, okay, and then we did this, then we went back for soup. Okay, we're getting to a point, we went back for soup, right? And then I think you got dessert. I didn't get in there. I was like, no.
Carrot cake is my favorite, so I got a piece of carrot cake, which I probably shouldn't have because
I'm going to tell you, Trina. Yeah.
Well, I said I'll just cheat a little bit that night, but anyway, yeah.
And I wanted it to be something that was really good. So, like how you like to eat off of your spouse's plate. So I was like, let me try it. Is it really good? And I was like, okay, if it's not just really good, I'm not going to cheat and try to have some of that when it's not absolutely really good. So we had all sorts of options at this buffet. Okay. And so we're at this buffet and we have all these options. And then when I think about conflict, when we think about disagreement, we call it different things. We think of fight, conflict, disagreement, a problem, all of these different things, whatever you want to call it. Know that there will be plenty options to choose from. So in your marriage, when you're having a disagreement or whatever conflict, there will be plenty options. We told you about 7+1, and those options you do not want to take a part of. Okay, those options would be like when you go to the buffet, you would see the containers filled with raw food, right? You don't go and eat those. That'll be like the flowers,
the decorations.
The decorations, you don't eat those. The artificial fruits and all that stuff, you don't eat those. So that's like the 7+1 things that we mentioned. You don't eat the sugar raw. You don't eat just go and take the salt to eat. You don't go and just eat this, put salad dressing in your plate and eat that, right? So you don't do those things. So you want to avoid doing those things in your marriage, those 7+1 things. And now we want to tell you about some of the options that you do have for your relationship, okay? Now remember conflicts. Conflicts will always come because
we are different people. So the conflicts will always come. Just remember that.
Okay, so I remember I sometimes, many times would get in my feelings, okay? I would get in my feelings and base everything on that instead of thinking my way through, okay? So I would go from 0 to 100 in a minute.
Probably a second.
Okay.
Half a minute.
Okay, so it was really quick, right? So, like when you get angry and then, but Mr. Cool and calm and collective over here, Mr. Patrick, he would be that. So I'm here getting all riled up and like, and he's right there cool and collective. And that just burst my bubble. And I had to find a healthier way to express myself and to deal with conflict. So coming from that, background with not wanting to have to deal with conflict into, okay, I have to talk, we have to resolve things, was like, okay, but we actually got to the point where we were agreeing. So we found a way to do that. We were agreeing on more things, on what needed to be done. So our issue now was with timing. So because we already decided and figured out everything. So for Vito, he is more of a, he's a planner, he'll be organized. Anyway, for me, everything is now. I want everything done now. I need everything done now. I'm just always in the now. And for him, he is always later. So you could imagine that being an issue. I wanted me wanting everything now and him wanting everything, planned and detailed and making sure everything is set and this is the best time. And I'm just thinking, why we can't do it now, right?
So when issues arose, we wouldn't have to deal with deciding on what was important or what was already important, or that we've already done some work in the background. So
so we actually,
that's why planning is so important.
Yeah, we actually arrived at the point where we were not disagreeing about options and stuff like that, because we knew what our non-negotiables were. We made a plan, we had an individual plan, we had a couple plan, we had a family plan, and we decided on what our values were ahead of time. And that was important to us. We made sure we knew what it was. We planned it out. We knew ahead of time, this is what it's going to be. So if we had an issue like with deciding on something with paying school fee for our kids or going on vacation, then we knew that, hey, our kids' school fee was important, so we had to do that first and then try to work everything else around that. Or me trying to go shop and get some new clothes and stuff. So we had already decided, so it wasn't be a area of contention, okay?
So during a conflict is not the time to decide what is important. You should already know that ahead of time.
Say that. I think they need to write that one.
During the conflict is not the time to decide what is important.
Okay, exactly. Now me, I'm a fraidy cat. Vito used to say that, oh, my mouth hard, right? Well, Lord, and not anymore, right? Not anymore. No. Okay. So I'm a little softer now. So I had to change my view of conflict into something else. From being afraid, from seeing all of that and, being surrounded by violence into something else. And so I had to change that. So
what we've decided or what we came up with is instead of conflict, funflick.
I think they need to write that.
Yeah, let's write that in the chat.
Yes.
Funflick. Capital F, capital U, capital N, FLICT.
Funflick.
Funflick.
Instead
of conflict, funflick. And we're going to be going through the fun stuff now. So we're bringing it home. So you want to make sure you get all of these key tips and nuggets as we bring it home. So funflick. And what is funflick? So let's just look at those first three letters. F. Frequent hugs and kisses.
Hold on, let me see. I didn't see anyone writing it as yet.
Nobody write it in yet?
Let's see. No.
No, ain't nobody write it in yet.
Okay.
So funflick. So the F, like I said, frequent hugs and kisses.
Okay.
The U.
Flick with a T. F-U-N. F-U-N. I think they saying flick. No, flick. Yes. We see Genevieve got it.
F-U-N-F-L-I-C-T. Yes, that's it. That's it.
Yes, funflick. Tamika got it too. That's it. Funflicks.
So like
tongue twister, right?
So like I said, the F is frequent hugs and kisses.
Okay, so we're saying that funflick is knowing what is important makes conflict a fun flick. Okay, did anyone write that? You have to get that. You can't miss that point. Knowing what is important makes the conflict a fun flick.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Anyone? I didn't see anyone write it though. That's like the teacher background.
They probably made some notes.
Okay, good. So you were going through the fun flick. Yes. The
frequent hugs and kisses.
So when we think about, you're thinking about, I'm arguing or we are having a conflict. You're not really thinking of that as being something fun or anything like that, but you want to have that frequent hugs and kisses and all that stuff during this conflict that you're having. And that's what I had to do so I could change it from being something scary to something that, it's okay. We could disagree. We could have different opinions about different things, and I don't have to worry, or we don't have to worry about that being affecting our relationship. So when you have frequent hugs and kisses, you know that, hey, at the end of the day, we can still be together. Know that at the end of it. And if you feel so terrible, like because of this conflict that you're having, that you can't have, I don't want him to touch me, or he can't be around me, then you have an issue and you don't want that to happen. So you want to make it where even after y'all have a discussion or a conflict, you still could be, that's my boo, right? So that's what the frequent hugs and kisses is trying to get it to do that, okay?
Then the U is untold respect and support.
Okay, so before I do the untold respect and support, we are saying that for fun flick, knowing what is important makes the conflict a fun flick. Okay, knowing what is important makes the conflict a fun flick. And we said for the fun, F-U-N is in capital, okay? It's in caps. So fun, we said frequent hugs and kisses. And then for you, we said untold respect and support. And for untold respect and support for your spouse, you want to be able to say, respect their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, whatever they're expressing. You want to respect that and support them in the fact that they want to be expressive and tell you what they are feeling. Okay, so make it where you're giving that support. And when we say you are doing it, we actually mean that you both are doing it. It's not just something one person does. It's you, I'm doing it, and Vito is doing it as well. So if I'm looking out for him, I'm looking out for him, and he's looking out for me. So we are both covered. Okay, so we are at
And neutralize the problem, pump up the love. Neutralize the problem, pump up the love.
Okay.
So you want to make sure you deal with those issues. Neutralize the problem and hey, let's have that love. Pump up the love.
Yes.
Increase the love.
Yeah, so you want to be loving, okay? And so that was the fun flex. So in order for all of this to happen, you're trying to figure out like how do we do that? So we got the fun part, F-U-N, and we're going to talk about some more things. I think we have about 4 points.
Yeah, we have 4 points
to bring up with that,
about.
with how to make sure you move from conflict to fun flick. Okay, so number 1.
So you want to be able to express yourself to be understood, not cause pain to your spouse.
Okay, so how do you do this? Yeah, how do we do this?
You want to check the tone of your voice, your volume. You want to make sure you talk properly to your spouse. Now, if both of you
So it's not anything that you're gonna be like
talkers, that's cool.
to make you cry or you want to make sure you want to keep that in check. You want to make sure that
Yeah, because if one may be more subdued than the other, so you'd want to tone it down a bit.
okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So
you
that
wanna
was
do
number 1. Express yourself to be understood and not cause pain to your spouse. Did we write that one down? Yeah. Okay, so these are the 4 things that you do to make sure you have fun flick. The first one is express yourself to be understood, not cause pain to your spouse. Okay, we'll say that one again. Express yourself to be understood, not cause pain to your spouse. Okay, yes. And then number 2.
Number 2, message is backed by love. So your message is you want it to be backed by love. So when you're responding to your spouse, make sure your message is backed by love. That what you say will benefit your spouse first and improve your relationship.
Okay, so your spouse needs to feel your heart. They need to know that, hey, you love them, you care for them. When someone says something negative to you, like, I had an incident where, I was doing something, organizing something, and then people were like, just coming on with the criticisms and, oh, this should happen and that should happen, and just really being out of control with it. And that kind of like put up a wall of defense. I was like, okay, because for me, I knew or felt that was my perception, that they were attacking me because they wanted to show me up, right? And so that just made me defensive. But if I knew that, hey, this is my friend there and she has my back and she just want to make sure, or this is, that would leave me with a different feeling. And that's the same thing within your relationship. So if I know that, hey, Vito has my back, and if he sees her, he'll be like, okay, Linda, you have a hole in your shirt. Yeah, so you should cover that up, or let's go inside. So I know that the background from which he is coming, he is there to support me and he wants to help me. Okay, and so that's what we need. So let's think about during this COVID time now. Your spouse is probably letting themselves go and lounging around in the same clothes all day and their head covered. That sound like a lady, but anyway, men could be doing that too, and just sitting up. And you want to see them do something different. So how you approach that and what you say can be the difference between whether you really have a conflict or a fun flick. So you just have to know how to do that and make sure that they feel your heart and know that you love them and how you express and what you say to them. So that was number 2. Number 2 is message is backed by love. Yes. And
number 3, you want to focus on the issue. You want to romance your spouse.
Yes.
Focus on the issue romance your spouse.
Okay, so you're gonna solve the issue, okay? And there's many ways. There are a banquet of options, a buffet.
A buffet of
Yeah, a
options.
buffet of options, right? So we're gonna give you some options. We're still on number 3. Okay, so we did number 1 was express yourself to be understood, not cause pain to your spouse. Number 2 was the message needs to be backed by love. The message is backed by love. That's number 2. Number 3 is focus on the issue, romance your spouse. Now, when we're focusing on the issue, we have some different options. So we want to share about 4 different options, combinations that you have, okay? So the first combination, this is the buffet of options that you have when you are having a conflict. These are some of the things that could happen, okay?
So you get your way or your spouse gets their way. One win, one lose.
Okay, so, yeah.
So, like, for example, when Linda and I were about to get married, after I had proposed to her, so we had 2 dates, an earlier date and a later date. So one person wanted a later date, the other person wanted an earlier date. So we ended up going with an earlier date. So one person win, one person lose, but you would then move on.
Okay, so that's a one combination or one option. The second combination is,
You both didn't get your way.
so that's
Lose,
a
lose.
lose-lose. Okay, so for this lose-lose, I wanted to go to the restaurant. Yeah, I wanted to get some sushi on. So I wanted to go to Little Tokyo, right? And Vito, on the other hand, wanted to go to Samoa. So we're here, discussing, okay, we're going to Little Tokyo, and he wants to go to Samoa, and we're right here discussing. And before you know it, the time is gone, and guess what happened?
Go to none.
We
didn't
end
go to
up
no
going
restaurant.
to none. Okay, so that was definitely a lose-lose. Okay, so that is something, that is an option that will happen in your relationship too when you're having conflict, okay, that is something. And the third combination is,
You both get some of your way. Half wins. You both compromise.
okay, so I wanted to go to Paris, and for this like vacation, he wanted to go to Spain. So we both gave in and ended up in Miami.
Yeah. Miami.
Anyway, you'll get it later. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Number 4.
I know that's really not a good example, but we had to just throw that in there.
You both get your way. Win-win. That's a collaboration where both of you get your way.
So we were thinking about I'm traveling for the Christmas holidays, right? I wanted to go, I really needed to get out of Dorian territory. Like, I have to get off this island, I have to leave, I have to escape, right? But we made commitments to stay home for Christmas. And so what ended up happening was we end up traveling on Boxing Day instead. Yeah. So we both got what we wanted. That was a win-win. Okay, so these are like different scenarios. Just so that you will understand, but when you look at your particular issues and whatever you're dealing with, your conflicts, then there's combinations, okay? So there's different ways your problems can be solved. You don't always have the same combination. Different problems call for different fixes. And sometimes one spouse may win, but you need to just make sure that that isn't the norm, that it isn't happening all the time, that this one person is winning and getting the win all the time, okay? So you can also compromise and you can also collaborate. So making it fun, or you could make it fun by trying to come up with the best option that will grow your love and your relationship. I think I have to say that one over. Okay, so make it fun. Whatever conflict, whatever it is in your relationship, there's conflict. Make it fun by trying to come up with the best option that will grow your love and your relationship. Okay, think of ways you can bring out the best solution for your partner, for your spouse. Dream of ways to turn that conflict into a fun flick. Okay? You might think it's easier said than done, right? That's what you're thinking. But guess what? All it takes is a decision. Okay? So all it takes is a decision. If you want to learn more about how to apply the steps or how to get firsthand information on some of the upcoming events we have at Unique Couples, you can email us at uniquecouplesrekindle@gmail.com.
The email is right below.
Yes.
I just put it in so you can go ahead and email us.
Just put that in before I forget. So remember, you have to be intentional. That's our buzzword. We just like that. Everything we're hashtagging, it's intentional loving. You have to be intentional about having a healthy marriage. I need y'all to write this in. I need everyone to write this in. We're going to stop so everyone can write this in. I need this to sink in, sink in, sink in. Remember, you have to be intentional about having a healthy marriage. Be intentional about having a healthy marriage, okay? If your marriage isn't growing, it is dying. I said it, I know I did. If it's not growing, it is dying.
So,
if like when you have a house and you don't maintain it, what happens to it? It starts to deteriorate, right?
Yep.
If you have anything and you don't improve it, what happens to it?
You don't take care of your car, it's gonna break down on the side of the road. Yeah, so you have to do that. So the issue is not the problem. The problems will always come and go. The issue is your relationship.
Okay.
So let me say it again. The issue is not the problem. Problems will come and go. The issue is your relationship.
Yeah. So when the issue is over, while the issue is occurring, make sure you two can end up snuggled together instead of on different sides of the bed or in different rooms. Okay, so the Bible tells us, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Be angry, but sin not, right?
Ephesians 4, verse 26.
Yes. So make it a fun flick. We're still talking about fun flick. What was the F again?
Frequent hugs and kisses. The U, untold respect and support. And the N, neutralize the problem. Pump up the love.
Yes, I like that. Pump up the love. Yes. Make it fun.
Yes.
Fun. You think about this conflict? Guess what? Make it fun. And the fourth one.
Yeah, we're going to be bringing this home now. So the fourth one, creating lasting memories.
Okay.
Let go of the bad. Creating lasting memories, let go of the bad. This is important. If you don't believe us, just ask that widow who lost their spouse suddenly.
Mm-hmm. You think they are thinking about whether the toothpaste is squeezed from the top, the middle, or the bottom, or who chose the vacation spot, or what color the door should have been, or who did what? No, they're not thinking about all those things. Okay? And then another thing, when you're creating these lasting memories, right? Yeah. So when you're having this conflict, let it be something where you could look back and say, oh yeah, look at what we did and how we got through that and we solved that. Okay. Let it be something nice and engaging. Okay. So the next point, we're still on number 4, create lasting memories, let go of the bad. Okay. So 10 years from now, and this really helped me. This one really helped me. 10 years from now, will this issue still matter? Whatever the issue you're having, okay, whatever the conflict is, will this issue still matter, or will the relationship? And what kind of relationship? Okay, you don't want the coexisting kind. You want the I'm all into you. I know what you put on, and we're gonna take off later. And you want that spicy text. You want the let's have lunch or meet me up on my free time or can't wait to talk to you kind of relationship. That's the kind of relationship you want. You don't just want to be. Okay, so you want those kinds. So 10 years from now, would the fact that something happened really matter? And if it wouldn't matter 10 years from now, why are you making a big deal out of it? So I had to just let it go. Like, would it really matter? No, it wouldn't. So I just had to let it go. Okay, so the next point, the third one is...
Am I going to win, or is the relationship?
Yes. And which do you want to win? You just want to win? Okay, you could win and be a divorcee. But is that going to do anything for your relationship? When you got married, you didn't promise that I will stick as long as we have no problem, or I will run away as soon as it is something happens that I don't like. You promise to love and cherish, It's all of the vows. However you try to reword it, it all ended up being the same thing. It was supposed to be something lasting, okay? So when I thought of all of these things, these four things, whether or not, like whether if I became a widow, I thought about that. Would it matter? They say it wouldn't matter, so it's not an issue for me. I'm doing fun flick. It's not conflict. 10 years from now, would it matter? No. But guess what? Some of the things we are able to deal with because we had a plan. We plan ahead of time. So like that toothpaste issue, that could be annoying. That could get on your nerve.
Yep.
So we just decided, hey, where are we squeezing from?
From the bottom.
Okay, so we decided ahead of time, before it became an issue, we are going to squeeze from the bottom. And that's why premarital counseling is very important.
Very
as well.
important.
Okay, so we decide, but hey, you're married now, you still can do, and we still can do and learn things and make sure that we know what to do. So when I thought about all of these options, they really changed how I looked at issues. Okay, it wouldn't matter. It's not going to matter if I got a call that said, he was hurt on the job or something happened, then it's not a big deal. Okay.
So you want to remember, the issue is not the problem. The problems will come and the problems will go. But the issue is your relationship, which is what you want to last forever. You want that relationship to last forever.
Okay.
So you have to remember that.
Yeah, we have to say that one again. The
issue
is not the
problem. Problems come and go. The issue is the relationship, your relationship. And you want that relationship to last forever.
Yes.
So just before we wrap up, we need to give away a spa treatment.
Oh yes, a spa.
A spa treatment.
I love a spa.
We need to give away a spa treatment.
I haven't been treated to a spa since we have COVID, we have Dorian,
Yeah, well, we have a lot of stuff. Well, a lot of stuff going on. But spa.
So not that kind of spa?
No, not that kind of spa.
Oh.
We're not talking about that kind of spa. What we're talking about is spa, supporting spouse positive action.
Okay, so you mean homework?
Well,
I like giving those out too.
You're the teacher.
Yeah, I like giving out those. So your homework. You guys need to write this down. Your homework, okay? So we're gonna always have spas. So when we have our unique couple Sunday night Facebook Live or any other events and stuff we do, we're gonna make sure you have spas because you have to practice, okay?
Yep.
We don't want you to leave here and then go back to whatever, whether you're having conflict or maybe you are having conflict. But we want to make sure you continue having fun flick. Okay, so please do this assignment. So the first thing you need to do is align your goals.
You want to discuss what is important. You want to have goals, and then you want to review those goals frequently as an individual, as a couple, as a family. So what those goals are, you want to align them. You want to discuss those goals.
Okay, so you should have individual goals, which you're going to accomplish, which you want to accomplish for yourself. And then you have your couple goals, which you two want to accomplish together. And then
Family
including
goals.
your family. Okay, like if you have children and stuff, you want to have those. And then you just make sure that okay, these are the things. This is what is non-negotiable. We know that these things are important. These are our values. And we want to make sure these things are accomplished. Okay, so that will make having fun flicks less of an issue, okay? But we'll have more fun doing it. So that was number one, align your goals. Number two,
take a prayer walk if you are angry. So you want to take a prayer walk if you are angry. You want to walk it off.
Yeah, and just pray generally, you don't have to be angry and say, okay, I'm going to take a prayer walk. Okay, so when you're having this fun flick, include prayer as an option. And remember, your SPA is supporting spouse positive action. SPA, write it in chat for us, please. SPA, supporting spouse positive action. I don't think anyone got it. No one got it.
I see someone write supporting spouse.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yes, Kevin, we're aligning our goals. Yes. Felicity said, set your own goals and your couple goals. Yes.
Take a prayer walk if you're angry.
Yes. Okay,
exactly.
so we're getting it.
So number 3, forgive and move on.
That's it. That's it. Don't make it a big deal.
Yep. Forgive and move on.
Yeah. And then number 4.
If you are watching with your spouse.
Okay, so now we're saying if you're
right
watching,
now, if
with,
you're
your
watching
spouse,
with your
you're
spouse,
next to your spouse.
You wanna make this commitment. So if you're watching with your spouse, you wanna hold your spouse's hand and you wanna make this commitment. Now, if your spouse isn't with you, you can always go back to the Unique Couples Facebook page and watch this video so you can go and make this commitment with your spouse. Okay. And you're gonna say, I am going to have fun flick with you because our relationship is the most important issue.
Yes, most important issue. Okay,
Yes.
you need to say that again. I am going to have fun flick with you because our relationship is the most important issue. If you don't get anything else, you need to get that.
Exactly.
Fun flick is your relationship is the most important issue. Okay, so you want to make that commitment to your spouse. If you're not with your spouse now and can't say it to them, we're going to give you a second. We're going to pause and just be quiet. We're going to say it, and then we want you to repeat it with your spouse. Okay, so we're going to say it again, and we want you to repeat it after us with your spouse. Now, if your spouse is in there, you make note of it, and then you just plan to say, hey, let's watch this video together, and then y'all go through all of the activities or whatever we said throughout and take the notes. Okay. So let's say it again so that they can repeat it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say it slow.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at them.
You're gonna
say it. I'm gonna look at them,
and say it slow. Go ahead. I am.
Okay, so they're repeating after us.
All right.
Okay.
That's
So
good.
we have to say it so they can repeat.
I am going to have
Fun flick. And you have to say that fun flick
Fun
with a little like twist, like a little, fun flick.
with you because our relationship is the most important issue.
Okay, so that's your spa for this week. Okay, that's your spa. Did anyone get it?
Oh yeah, Willis.
Oh yes, awesome,
right.
awesome. So repeat that. Yes, awesome. Give that. Yes, likes. I didn't see any hearts though. Like we're almost over. Did we see any hearts? I didn't see any hearts coming in. Like
Yeah,
put in
hearts.
some hearts. Show us
Yeah.
some love. I mean.
Yeah, the heart's coming up. The heart's coming up.
Okay.
They're
So, so that's your spa for this week. You want to do that, okay? Let us know right now in chat what was the biggest takeaway from this live today, okay? And then I want to give you the answer to that question. Oh, I didn't forget.
Knowing what is important makes the conflict a fun flick. So make it a fun flick. And today we were talking about fair versus dirty fighting, which happens in your marriage. In our marriage, we have fun flick. We hope you make it a part of yours as well.
Okay, so just put in chat, or you can come back later and type it in. What was your biggest takeaway? What was the biggest thing that you liked, learned, whatever in there? Oh, I see the hearts. Hi, Camille. Hi, Tamika. Yes. Bernita says she's going to have fun flick. Yes, you all go have some fun flick. Okay, it's really nice. Yes, especially the frequents. Okay, so yeah, we really have to wrap up. We went way over time. Way over time. So we got to say
we had fun though.
in our marriage, we have fun flick, right? We said that. Yes,
yeah,
we have to repeat that again.
We hope you make it a part of yours as well.
Part of yours as well. So have a great time fun flicking.
And challenging each other to see who will be the best fun flicker.
Okay, yes, who's gonna be the best one? I love it. I love it. Conflict is like a part of life. Okay, so before I go. Okay, so we said what was the biggest? What was it? The question I asked. What was the
biggest problem in the relationship?
What was the number one thing couples fight about? Guess what it is? Guess what it is? According to the Einstein of Love, one of our mentors, John Gottman. Guess what it is? And I want you all to write it down, please, in caps.
Let me write it down.
Yes, Tamika say, tell us the answer. No, don't do it yet. Tell us the answer. You can put it in after. I want them to write the answer.
Some said earlier, remember they were saying money and all that.
Yeah, no, but I want to tell them the answer according to John Gottman. He said, the number one thing couples fight about is nothing. 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 Write it in. Write it in. It's not finance. It's not money. The number one thing they fight about is nothing. That means those little small little things that even make no sense, and it's like nothing. You fighting
All right.
about who?
I
Yeah,
put it there.
nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. So we had fun sharing with you today. Remember to like our page. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Unique Couples Rekindle, and you can email us at. Did you put the email in?
Yes, I put the email in.
uniquecouplesrekindle@gmail.com. If you have any personal issues or whatever questions you want to ask, you want to be a part of our mailing list or any events that we have, you can do that. Go ahead. Or you want to give us some answers, tell us about the spa that you've been doing. Yes, we want to do some research here. So tell us about the spa, the things that you did. You can email that to us as well, okay? And so we want to say at Unique Couples, we are building stronger couples, healthier marriages, and happier families. Yes.
So we had a fun. We're gonna see you next week Sunday.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, we're gonna have something the 4 Sundays in June, because for those of us in the Bahamas, we are still locked down on the weekend. So be with us 6 p.m. every Sunday in June for Facebook Live, and we also
Sunday
let me give you a
nights.
little secret. We're gonna have a special thing in July. So we're probably gonna give you some more details within the next week or two. But you wanna continue following our Facebook page, Unique Couples. So we had fun, and we'll see you next week Sunday.
It's not too late. You could still tell your friends they missed something life changing, and don't tell them what fun flicking is. They have to watch the video to know what it is. Okay.
Yep.
So you want to make sure you like, share, and let them know they have to go and watch it. Share it up. Please don't be shy. Sharing doesn't cost you anything. So when you finish watching it, click the share button. Share it on your page so other people could hear and see, so every people can be fun flicking and have, we don't want to keep it a secret. It's not a secret. We want everyone's relationship to be better. Bye.
See you later.
See
God
you
bless.
later.
All right.
Fun flicked. Fun flicked. Fun flick. Fun.